Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Paul.
And I'm Grace. Here's what's coming up on the programme today.
Emma Nelson reports on the lack of women in politics.
Luke's here with all the sports.
Elliot's been out to Walton Park to find out more about getting into motorsport.
Sydney comes to us with the latest weather report.
Even with the progress made in today's society, women still aren't fully represented in politics. Emma Nelson has more.
The government control pretty much everything, from planning a national bin service to ensuring every building is approved of. Government has a large role in society, and so it's important we have a range of people in the House of Commons.
The UK was the fourth country ever to elect women to Parliament, yet we have fallen drastically behind, with the current House of Commons only being 35% women. So how can we make that change? I spoke to Pauline Latham, an MP for Mid Derbyshire, about her experience as a woman in politics.
I met Pauline in a coffee shop in Belper.
When I first started wanting to be a Member of Parliament, which was 23 years before I actually got into Parliament, it was tough for women. And there were definitely associations that didn't want a woman. They'd say, oh, well, she's very good, but I don't think a woman would be right for this association.
One of the things I found most interesting about talking to Pauline was the idea of needing money to get into politics.
But I still don't think women got a leg up whatever we wanted to do. It's much easier now. So it might seem idyllic to have lots of money behind you, but it's not necessary anymore. And I think that's good. I think it's really good that people from all backgrounds can take part in politics, because we need all those views.
So she didn't feel her financial situation held her back, but yet being a woman did. I then spoke to Emma Edmonds, a politics student from the University of Bristol, about her experience of being a girl at university studying politics and why she feels so many girls are held back.
In the seminar groups that we have, where it's like group discussion, conversation will be dominated by the boys in the group. So if there's 3 boys and 5 girls, the boys are going to be heard much more than the girls. A lot of the time they're kind of given positions to talk more than the women.
There is still a significant way to go in creating equality in politics, with the UK currently being ranked 48th for the proportion of women in Parliament, compared to everywhere else in the world. Emma Nelson reports.
Luke now joins us in the studio with the latest sport.
A busy schedule for the Manchester clubs at this late stage of the season. Manchester United threw away a 2-0 lead against Tottenham Hotspur yesterday evening. They face a tough test against Aston Villa at Old Trafford on Sunday. Last Wednesday, City played Arsenal in what was the biggest game of the season. Arsenal had a 5-point gap going into the game, meaning it was make or break for City. City blew Arsenal away, smashing them 4-1. The win means City are 2 points behind with 2 games in hand on the Gunners. Up next for the Citizens is a trip to the capital against Fulham on Sunday. Salford are battling hard in League 2 to secure themselves a playoff spot. The Armies currently sit 6th spot, but level on points with 2 other teams, meaning the slightest slip-up could mean disaster. A tough test at Carlisle, who are battling for automatic promotion, awaits Salford tomorrow. In Rugby League, Salford Red Devils have announced their new community share offer scheme in a bid to place fans at the heart of the game. The move, named Reds Rise Together, allows individuals to purchase a share offer in the club's holding company, now a community benefit society. All shareholders are subsequently granted the right to stand for election to the CBS board, a feature that the clubs deemed a meaningful addition, adding value to its communities. The club will be the first from the Northern Hemisphere to take the plunge into a fan-led model. Now the F1 is in Baku this weekend. It's one of the most expensive sports to get into, and keeping a team going costs millions. But how do students who want to start in motorsport get into it? Elliot Royce went to take the checker flag at Oulton Park.
Lando Norris, George Russell, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen, all popular names of Formula One that have had rich, successful parents to pave their way to motorsports elite. Traditionally, to get to Formula One, you start off with go-karts and then progress your way through single-seaters before you get to Motorsports Elite. But that's only if you're good enough and rich enough. It reportedly costs parents up to £11,000 per year to enter children into go-karting. That's more than university. Motorsport seems like a classic case of nepotism, but is that really the case? Can those not fortunate enough to have millionaire parents experience the thrill and adrenaline of barreling down the back straight at 120 miles per hour? I'm here at Alton Park with Salford Racing and their partners PDC for a track day today to see how motorsport might actually be more accessible and affordable than you think.
So when me and Gavin started, we dipped into our own pockets to get the first Porsche. Along the way, we had an association with Jess Shanahan at Turn 8. She helped us get a couple of sponsors early doors, and then from sort of the second season onwards, the PDC was the main of the funding, followed by RS Components came on. They're a big part of what we do with the STEM approach as well, because we came in with their sort of educational arm. With the school visits, we'll often take one of the cars, whether it be the Civic or the Porsche or what have you, and we'll set it up somewhere with in the school, either in the halls if we can get the car in, or somewhere outside. Get the kids around it, get them to poke inside, have a look around, and just sort of show them what possibilities there are that they can take their STEM subjects from school that they might not think particularly cool, your maths, your engineering, your sciences, and see how it applies in the real world. And we'll back that up with a bit of a presentation and try a bit of fun with a few questions and quizzes.
Their academy program is geared towards people, novices basically, who don't have their race licence, who've never really been on necessarily or done any competitive motorsport before. As a way to, as an easy entry, should we say, and actually something that's supposed to be, and is to a certain extent, a cost accessible way, into motorsport. So I came through that academy program, did road sport and 270 last year, and then I'm doing third year now in 270R. So yeah, the idea is that realistically, you're probably doing a first season for about 40,000, something like that. But you've got an asset in the car as well, so provided you keep it in one piece, which is always a challenge in the first year. So that's the starting point.
Perhaps you're more interested in the cogs that make motorsport work, then perhaps an engineering role is the right role for you. I spoke with Huma, team principal of Salford Racing, who compete in Formula Student, to find out what university can offer you.
Yeah, so Salford Racing is a university Formula Student team at the University of Salford. We compete in the UK one, and what building this Formula Student car, it allows students to obviously develop their engineering skills and just learn more about motorsport and what it means to work within a team when making a car. Obviously, whether it be like a Formula 1 car or any type of other race car in the future, and then through this, for obviously making a car, they can talk to industry professionals, get some feedback from them, get some insights, and participate in various opportunities like we are here right now at PDC Racing.
In a 2012 episode of BBC's Top Gear, the presenters each brought and converted a car into a rallycross car for under £1,000, as well as their racing licence. So perhaps motor racing is more affordable and accessible than you think.
That's all your weekend sport. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Luke. Looks like a great day to be down at Alton Park.
Well, if you're planning on a bank holiday weekend at the motorsport, or simply getting out there for a walk, there's one thing you need to know.
Yes, Sydney's here with the all-important weekend weather.
Thanks guys. As you've probably noticed today, it's been quite a cold and cloudy day so far, with temperatures ranging from 11 degrees Celsius to 14 degrees Celsius. However, scattered showers will be continuing through to the next week, so make sure to remember your brollies.
That's all for us today in the studio. Thank you and goodbye.